The members of the public in the gallery here tonight for the special annual meeting of Council. I would like to introduce each councillor to the chamber, commencing with Councillor Michelle Kleinart. Councillor Dot Haynes. Councillor Jeff Goff. Councillor Anna Chen. Councillor Mike Zafiropoulos. Councillor Paul McLeish, Councillor Paula Piccinini, Councillor Andrew Conlon, and Councillor Sophie Galbally. Okay, please be seated. Councillors, can I have a nominations for a temporary chairperson?
Mr CEO, I would nominate Councillor Michelle Kleinert.
And a seconder?
I second that.
Councillor Kleinert, could you assume the chair, please?
Okay, please stand. Almighty God, we pray for your blessing upon this council. Help and prosper its work for the advancement and benefit of its people, so that peace and happiness, unity and justice may be established amongst us all. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Manningham City Council acknowledges the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land we now know as Manningham. We pay our respects to elders past and present and value their ongoing contribution to the cultural heritage of Manningham. I would also like to welcome all members of the public here tonight, as well as the audience via Facebook Live, to this special annual meeting of Council being held for the purpose of electing the Mayor and Deputy Mayor for the next 12 months. I also like to welcome and acknowledge former mayors and councillors, former mayors and former councillors. Just Jim Grievous. Thank you. Manningham City Council also acknowledges the contribution made to people over the years of diverse cultures and backgrounds. Item number 3, apologies for absence and granting of leave of absence. And there are no apologies, as all councillors are present. May I begin by stating that this is quite an honour for me to stand here today. 1 year ago, I committed 1 year to serve the community at Manningham, and I realised they were with borrowed robes and borrowed chains. And that meant I borrowed them for a year and I was handing them back after that year. One thing you don't give back is the 5 kilos. So tonight there are lots of mixed emotions in this, and knowing that that time is today, that I now hand that over to the next mayor, and being reminded of that at the very beginning as I started to really enjoy and sense the honour of which it is to serve our community. It was something that I had to keep reminding myself of, that this is temporary, that this is just for a time. And it's been an absolute honour to serve my city. The support has blown me away immensely. I thank my father, who has been, he's great. My family from overseas are wonderful. To my councillors, thank you. To Warwick, my CEO, it's great. He's great. Thank you. And to Jill, thank you. She's great. You need Jill. To Courtney, you are amazing. Where are you, Courtney? Thank you so much. It's just so great, your support, your unwaveringness, your consistency. To Jody, thank Jody. And to Stacey now, thank you both. To the executive team, each and every one of you, your support, your care, thank you. And to your EAs, amazing, and to your staff. This is something that you can't do by yourself. When you're a captain, it's a big ship, and it's hard to steer the ship if you don't have your staff and all that are on board, no matter what deck, no matter what position they are. We need each other, and I've felt that so much, the desire to have me succeed in what I've done. And so this year has exceeded my expectations, far beyond. And I get asked all the time, what have you loved most? And I think it's just being and meeting the community and so much more of the place that I love and the place that I live in. I've experienced so much that it's been incredible. And so the finale to that, the crescendo to that, was the Mural Ball. And that became a project bigger than I'd ever expected it to be, ever dreamt of it to be. And with that, I acknowledge the support of Lee and her team. So thank you. And to complete my year, this has been the best year of my life. It really has. And so I leave a legacy. Headspace, Manningham. My goal was to raise $100,000. It's a big expectation, a big goal. It was something a little crazy, but I like to do things crazy. And through community engagement with the Kiwanis and their raffle and the Mural Ball, we raised $44,000. And that, I was ecstatic. That, I was over the moon. Well, I can announce that through the sponsorship of OYOB Property Group, this goal is achieved. We did it. $100,000 raised. And so OYOB, they attended my Mural Ball and they saw what I see, a need. And their $56,000 commitment makes this dream a reality for our city. So with that being such a blessing to me, to know that doing something for our city that lives on, I take the opportunity to wish our new mayor all the success in the next year. Be authentic, be true to what you believe. And I was given these wise words. You know, when you first become a mayor, you get lots of people giving you all the advice in the world. And two former mayors, Ron Kitcheman and Irene Goonan, separate occasions, very, very soon after, might have been the actual night, I don't know. But they said, enjoy the incredible journey. Don't forget to enjoy. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to laugh. And so that, to the next mayor, that I pass on to you. Have joy on this incredible journey. Thank you, Manningham. I love my city. I love the community that makes it what it is. And all I wanted was to passionately make a difference in this community. And I thank the community for their support to help that happen. Thank you. God bless.
Madam Mayor, on behalf of the Heidi Ward councillors, Councillor Goff and myself, we congratulate you on a very successful mayoral year. Madam Mayor, you have been a great role model for our community, a young female leader of German background who connects with our residents. At the welcome ceremony last year, my shy 10-year-old niece wanted to meet the mayor, and you were lovely with her. You engaged with her, you listened to her, and you let her feel the weight of the mayoral chains. She was inspired. On her way home that night, she said to her mum, she said, "Mummy, maybe one day I could be a mayor." I'm confident that many of the young children, school children that you have seen over this year have also been inspired and felt the same way as my niece. And that, to me, is priceless. You cannot put a monetary figure on that. It's not recorded in our annual report. But in terms of social capital, you've gone way over budget. And it's not only school children. It is clear to me that everyone has felt that they can come up and talk to you and feel and be heard. Be it the elderly at Bulleen Plaza who grab your arm and pull you in and start talking to you about their concerns in Italian. And then you have to correct them that you can't speak Italian, and then they keep talking to you, which is wonderful. Or the residents at St Mitters meetings, of which we've had many this year, who come up and talk to you after the meetings, and they come from all walks of life, and it's clear that they feel very comfortable talking to you. Business leaders at corporate events, or the families at the Christmas carols when you walk around and they all come up and greet you. My hairdresser came and saw you, and the feedback was, "She's lovely, we're the same height, I'm inspired." You're referred to in our community in an endearing way. You're the pocket rocket and Manningham's Queen of the Pops. Without question, you've been a hard-working mayor. This year, you've attended over 500 events and meetings, and you've sang at some of them. And what is notable is that you always follow up on a resident's individual's concerns. This year is the first year of the council term, and so, fittingly, we have moved the council plan, the Healthy City Living Strategy, the Capital Works budget and the 4-year budget. All these are big pieces of work which have involved all-day workshops and extra council meetings. And Madam Chair, you've chaired all of those meetings and you've guided us through some very in-depth discussions, which is no mean feat. I think everyone in this room has bought a raffle ticket to the mayoral ball, or a book or two. I certainly did. For many months you had a swag of the raffle tickets in your handbag. The mayoral ball was a great success, and one of your achievements, as you said, is a fully funded Headspace satellite office in Manningham for our youth for a period of 12 months. And that is a wonderful legacy for someone who's so concerned about the welfare of our youth in our community. So, now, it is time, possibly, for you to take a break over the Christmas period and maybe put that microphone away for a little while. The incoming mayor might have some musical talents, you never know. No doubt we'll hear about them. And Councillor Goff and I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the council table for the forthcoming year. Thank you.
It's very difficult if you're following someone who just about expressed everything you feel. So at the risk of being repetitive, let me say that you have performed the very challenging duties of the mayorship in an exemplary way because of your personality. You have been a mayor of the people. You have a way of linking with individuals of diverse backgrounds and ages and genders and so on, and you've done that extremely well. To be a mayor of a city like ours, you do need passion, you do need commitment, you do need to put the time in, and you need leadership. And I think you've excelled in all those areas. So my fellow councillors, Dot Haynes and Anna Chan, are very grateful. You've also, I think, exhibited fairness and equity in terms of the wards, even though wards will never be satisfied when equity has been addressed by the mayor. We will continue to challenge whoever is the new mayor. You've done that well. And I think you've dealt with our individual concerns with empathy. And that is very essential for a fair and equitable mayor. I think you've left a legacy that will be hard to follow. But hopefully whoever is successful, whoever is your successor, will learn a few things from you. I'm not going to repeat all the things that the councillor Piccinini mentioned, but I think raising such an enormous amount of money, it's very difficult for anyone, a councillor or a mayor, to energise people to be more charitable. And you've done that, and that will be a hard act to follow. So thank you for everything you've done. You've left this state, this city in a better state than when you took it, and hopefully your successor will do the same. Continuous improvement. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'm very proud to speak on behalf of my fellow ward councillors this evening because I've greatly appreciated everything that you've achieved during your time as mayor. I do have some appreciation of just how challenging the position can be, and I was astounded by the energy that you bring to anything you put your mind to, but what you brought to the table in the role as mayor was just quite extraordinary. You worked tirelessly and with great passion and enthusiasm and joy. It doesn't really matter any event that I've been to in your time as mayor. Every event that I've been to that you've been there, it's been enthusiasm, happiness, smiling face, encouraging the people in attendance and encouraging the community to strive to be the best that they can be. And in doing that, you've led by example. So from my perspective, it's been an honour and a privilege to have you as our mayor. And I was similarly honoured for you to be a deputy mayor to me. And you were a great source of wise counsel during that time. And you've continued that through your time as mayor. One of the great challenges as a mayor is to not only be that source of positive and enthusiastic and even-handed contribution as the first among equals, but it's also to be the person to be not afraid to have the difficult conversations. And that's the silent part of the job that happens behind closed doors. And you've never been afraid to stand up and have those conversations. You're a very focused and determined person, and you've brought that to those matters as much as anyone can. And it's a great skill to be able to bring that to the table and still remain positive and energetic and enthusiastic. So that determination shone through during the mayoral ball. Again, I have an idea of how hard that can be. And wow, you just knocked the ball right out of the park. I would hazard a guess to say it is the most successful ball in the history of our city in terms of funds raised. I'm quite confident that would be the case. So whoever does it next has got a very big challenge in front of them. But thank you for your extraordinary contribution as mayor, for the even-handed, balanced and incredibly energetic and enthusiastic way that you've carried the job. And I hope the next mayor can set a similar standard. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
I'd just like to take this opportunity, Michelle, to personally thank you, myself, but also on behalf of my staff, for all your energetic efforts this year. It's certainly been a roller coaster. The aspirational outlook for the ball, I think, blew a few people's minds early on in the piece, but your positivity and can-do attitude drove it all the way. And thank you very much for that. Also, thank you very much for all your support on some of the internal works that are going on. I'll miss our Monday afternoon chats, some of your quips and jokes and things. But certainly a lot of what's already been said I don't intend to repeat, but your positive can-do attitude has shone through. The connection you've had with the community has been first rate. and there's certainly got to be some very big little shoes to follow for the next person. So thank you very much on behalf of staff. And I have some gifts for you. Do with them what you will. The gavel.
One little gavel.
And an album.
Oh, thank
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I now call for the nomination for the position of Mayor for 2017-18 council year.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Andrew Conlon.
I'd like to second that motion.
So as Councillor Conlon is the only nomination, I declare him duly elected.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, crowd. They're mostly related to me. Yeah. I'd first like to start by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land we now know as Manningham. We pay our respects to elders past and present and value their ongoing contribution to the cultural heritage of Manningham. I also acknowledge the contribution made to Manningham over the years by people of diverse backgrounds and cultures. On behalf of Council, I would like to thank Councillor Kleinert, Michelle, for competently serving as Mayor over the last 12 months and congratulate her for an outstanding mayoral year, as we've heard. Michelle has been completely committed to the role and I hope to emulate that commitment over the next 12 months. I may not be quite as energetic though. I would like to thank my fellow councillors, all of you, for entrusting me with the honour and responsibility of being Mayor of Manningham for the next 12 months. I'm looking forward to working constructively with all of you for the benefit of the people of Manningham during that time. There is no way I could be here without the love, support and encouragement of my beautiful wife, Vicky. Thanks, Vicky. To all my children, Luke, this is a long list. Luke, Katie, Jamie, Tess, Stephanie, Matthew, Caleb and Gemma. Thanks for your encouragement to take up this role and your understanding about the sacrifices this role might mean to us as a family. My mother, hi Mum, is watching on Facebook from Victor Harbour in South Australia, and I'd like to thank you, Mum, for being a great mum and for the values that you and Dad instilled and exemplified in us, your children. To my brothers, I thank you for your support, especially Peter and David, who are here tonight, for making the effort to come. And I'd also like to thank my many friends and who have also come to support me tonight. Thank you for your friendship as well. To all the staff of the council, I'm looking forward to working with Warwick and yourselves to ensure that the underlying goal of doing everything for the greater good and benefit of the Manningham community is achieved. Following significant consultation with councillors and staff, we recently launched the Manningham Values. They're up on the screen there if you want to have a look. These identify what we truly value in terms of how we go about our business. For these to become entrenched in the culture of the council, it is critical that everyone adopts these values. And I am passionate about these values, and as Mayor, I aim to be a strong advocate for these values. The first value is working together. I love the concept of collaboration. In my previous professional life, facilitating collaboration was critical for success. It enables everyone to contribute and arrive at a team-agreed result that is always better than can be achieved by just one person. The second value is excellence. I see this as the relentless pursuit of improvement. We always need to be asking the question, how can this be improved? This might apply to a result, a policy, a process, a service, or a customer response. But I ask that all the staff would take on that mantra of always asking, how can this be improved? Along this theme, Warwick has talked about Manningham becoming the best council in Victoria. I'm looking forward to working with my fellow councillors and the CEO to work out what measures are important in order for us to become that council, the best council in Victoria. The third value is accountable. Accountability and good governance requires high levels of transparency, and this is something I am committed to. I'm looking forward to working with my fellow councillors and the CEO to ensure there is clarity about the information we need and how quickly we need it in order for councillors to make well-informed decisions. The fourth value is respectful. It's critical for us all to understand the role of councillors, the role of the CEO, and the role of the council itself. We also need to demonstrate consistently respect for everyone in the organisation and the community. And to that end, if anyone sees me not showing respect, I'd ask you that you actually tell me, and I will address it. The fifth value is being empowered. If we are to become the best council in Victoria, it is critical that the organisation is empowered to that end. And I'm looking forward to working with Warwick and the other staff to identify any hurdles that might prevent this so that they can be brought to council and be resolved. Finally, it is important that councillors are empowered to do what we need to be doing on behalf of the community we represent. And I look forward to working with my fellow councillors to identify any hurdles they perceive in this regard and how they can be overcome. Manningham is the best place to live in the world's most livable city, and I know that by working together we can keep it that way. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Councillor
Gold. First to say that to you. On behalf of the Heidi Ward councillors, Councillor Kleinert and Councillor Piccinini, we wish to congratulate you on being Mayor of Manningham and wish you all the best for this coming year. We look forward to working with you, and I've been inspired, quite honestly, by your little speech on our values and going through them, and if we can actually do and work through that, it will make Manningham a better place. I still, it's a very hard job as Mayor, and I'm sure that you'll be able to get through that year very well with the support of all the councillors, and I'm here to pledge our support to you 100% throughout the year to make this Manningham a better place. Our community is important, and how they feel is important, and how they feel council is important. And our community want to know that we are actually listening to them. It mightn't mean that we can do everything that they ask, or they mightn't get their way, but we do need to be able to listen to our community and work through things. It's going to be still a hard year because there are a lot of issues that have come on board of recent times, and unfortunately we've still got a drainage issue. The water thing still isn't completely gone, unfortunately, but we've got a number of issues that are going to be coming up that will be challenging in the community, and there are a number of others within, especially in the area of Kuna, which is probably under the most pressure of anything with development and everything else that's going on. And so we really do need to do some policy work and stuff, but we will get there working with everybody and working together. So just again, congratulations. We're all looking forward to working with you this year, and I think it'll be an exciting time in Manningham.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Mr. Mayor, no more Madam Mayor, no more Sir Mayor, or no Your Honour. So if I messed that up a few times, forgive me. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to, for the 2017 year, of being able to work and see your leadership, your personality and your style and your values come forward. Watching mayors, each and every one has their own style and personality, and I'm looking forward to working with you and my fellow councillors. On behalf of them, I want to welcome you to the chair And just to let your family know, say goodbye to Christmas, and just for this year, and a few other things that you may be expecting, because he will be pulled in many directions. There's a lot expected of the Mayor, and I thank you for taking on this role and leading us through this following year, and so do my fellow councillors.
I'd like to speak on behalf of the Mullumbimby Ward councillors, which is yourself, and Councillor Paul McLeish, of course. Firstly, on the Mullumbimby side, I would like to congratulate all of the residents of Mullumbimby Ward for electing you. I think you've proven to be a person with some great values, as you've recounted to us today, and I have experienced you as a very just and easygoing person who listens and deliberates before you respond, and that is the sort of good timing of answers that we need, and you are a pleasure to work with, and I'm sure we'll have a very good, strong leadership for this year. So I'd like to congratulate you, Andrew, in your election also as Mayor of Manningham for this next 12 months. And I'm convinced that it'll be a strong year of positive growth for Manningham, especially when you consider that he's already done a great job of populating Manningham. And I'm sure he hasn't done that on his own, so we have to give a big thanks to our new Mayoress, Vicky. I'm sure you've had a lot to do with keeping the house in order, and with a bit of luck, he'll keep us in order. Thank you very much for training him.
I just briefly, on behalf of myself and also all the staff, we welcome you on board for the new challenges ahead, and there's plenty of those, so looking forward to being able to work with you and continue the momentum which we've already built over the last little while. So congratulations and welcome on board.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Warwick. Thank you. Okay, I would like to call for nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor for the 2017-18 council year.
I nominate Councillor Kleinert for the position of Deputy Mayor.
Do I have a seconder?
Second.
Thanks, Councillor Goff. Further nominations? As Councillor Kleinert is the only nomination, I declare Michelle duly elected. I call for a mover and seconder for the appointment of councillors to committees and external bodies or organisations in accordance with the schedule attached to the agenda.
So I move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Chen. Do you have a seconder?
Second that.
Thanks, Councillor Haynes. I'll put the motion, those for, against, the motion is carried. Thank you very much. I declare the meeting closed and invite everyone into the gallery upstairs to join councillors for refreshments in function room 1.